Chapter 9. Transportation in Animals and Plants. Human circulatory system. Human excretory system. Transport of substances in plants. In the previous lesson you have learned that the air you breathe in reaches every cell of the body and carbon dioxide is expelled out. Now you will learn the circulatory system that helps to transport oxygen, food, water and minerals to all cells of different parts of the body. Carbon dioxide and urea are also removed from the body as wastes with the help of the circulatory system. In unicellular organisms like amoeba and paramecium, materials move by diffusion, which is a slow process. In humans and animals, the circulatory system helps in transport of materials. In plants, conducting tissues help to transport water, minerals and food to and from all parts of the plants. Human circulatory system. The circulatory system in humans consists of heart, blood and blood vessels. The blood vessels consist of arteries, veins and capillaries. Human heart. Heart is a muscular organ located in the chest cavity and is tilted slightly towards the left. It is about the size of your clenched fist. The heart is a pumping organ of the body that works non-stop throughout the life and pumps blood to all parts of the body through the blood vessels. Internal structure of heart. The heart is enclosed in a double-layered membrane called the pericardium. It is divided into 4 chambers. The 2 upper chambers are called auricles and the 2 lower chambers are called ventricles. The left side of the heart is completely separated from the right side by a partition, called the septum, that prevents the mixing of oxygenated blood with the deoxygenated blood. There are valves between the auricles and ventricles on each side, but not between 2 auricles or 2 ventricles. The right auricle opens into the right ventricle and the left auricle opens into the left ventricle. The heart pumps blood throughout the body. Heartbeat. Heartbeat is one complete rhythmic contraction of the heart followed by its relaxation. A normal human heart, while resting, beats about 72 to 80 times a minute. During heavy physical work or exercising, the heartbeat goes up. A doctor uses an instrument called stethoscope to hear our heartbeat. It amplifies the sound of the heartbeat. A stethoscope consists of a chest piece, which is placed by the doctor on the chest, 2 earpieces, which the doctor puts into his ears to hear the heartbeats, and the connecting tube, which connects the earpieces to the chest piece. The throbbing movement caused by the flow of blood in the arteries is called pulse. A doctor often holds your wrist to count your pulse by feeling the pressure of the movement of blood through the artery at your wrist. The number of times pulse beats in a minute is called pulse rate. Generally, a person at rest has a pulse rate of about 72 to 80 beats per minute. Activity 1. To count the pulse rate. In groups of 4, keep the index and middle finger of your left hand on the inner side of your right wrist just below the thumb. Try to locate your pulse. Count the number of beats in 1 minute. Each member of the team should do the same. Record the pulse rate of each member of your team in the given table. Counting pulse rate. At the wrist. Serial number. Name. Pulse rate. 1 2 3 4. Blood. Blood is a red-colored fluid that flows through the blood vessels and transports food from the small intestine to the other parts of the body. Blood also carries oxygen from heart to different parts of the body and carbon dioxide from different tissues to heart. Blood had various kinds of cells which are suspended in the fluid part called plasma. Plasma. It is the liquid part of the blood that carries enzymes, waste materials, digested food etc. from one part of the body to another. There are three types of blood cells present in the plasma. Red blood cells, RBCs, they are an FISC-shaped cells. They contain a pigment called hemoglobin, which gives blood its red color. Hemoglobin binds with oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin and transports oxygen to all parts of the body. White blood cells, WBCs, they are irregular in shape and are colorless, as they do not contain hemoglobin. They are bigger than RBCs, but are fewer in number. Their main function is to destroy germs and fight infection in the body. Platelets. These are tiny, round, colorless cells. They help in the clotting of blood. They stop bleeding by collecting at the site of the wound in capillaries and block the flow of blood by forming clots. Blood vessels. The blood flows throughout the body in long tube-like pipes called blood vessels. Some vessels that carry blood away from the heart are called arteries, while the others that carry blood towards the heart are called veins. Arteries. These carry oxygenated blood away from the heart, except pulmonary artery. They are deep-seated and have thick elastic walls. Valves are absent in arteries. Pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs. Veins. These carry deoxygenated blood to the heart from different parts of the body. They are not deep-seated like arteries, which can be seen lying closer to the surface of the skin as greenish-blue lines. They have thinner walls as compared to arteries. Pulmonary vein carries oxygenated blood from lungs to the heart. Difference between arteries and veins. Serial number. Arteries. Veins. 1. In arteries the blood flows under high pressure. In veins the blood flows under low pressure. 2. Valves are absent in arteries. Valves are present in veins. 3. They are deep-seated. They are superficial. 4. They carry blood from the heart to different parts of the body. They carry blood from different parts of the body back to the heart. 5. They carry oxygen-rich blood, except pulmonary artery. They carry carbon dioxide-rich blood, deoxygenated blood. Capillaries. Very thin-walled blood vessels that connect arteries to veins are called capillaries. The walls of capillaries are so thin that the diffusion of gases and chemical substances takes place very easily. Capillaries help distribute oxygenated blood from arteries to organs and take up deoxygenated blood from organs to veins. Try these. Answer the following questions in short. 1. What is the function of capillaries? 2. What is the function of veins? 3. Name the artery that does not carry oxygen-rich blood. 4. How do materials move in unicellular organisms? 5. What are blood vessels? 6. Are valves present in arteries or veins? Blood circulation in humans. Circulate blood in the body. When the blood passes through the capillaries in the lungs, the oxygen from the air enters the blood, making it oxygenated. The pulmonary vein carries this oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atrium of the heart. When the left auricle contracts, the oxygenated blood goes into the left ventricle. On contraction of the left ventricle, the oxygenated blood is pumped into the main artery called aorta, which branches into many arteries. These supply oxygenated blood to all organs of the body except the lungs. Aorta is the largest artery in the human body. The carbon dioxide, which is produced by the cells as waste, enters the blood through capillaries to veins. The veins carry the deoxygenated, carbon dioxide-rich blood to the heart. This deoxygenated blood enters the right auricle. When the right auricle contracts, the deoxygenated blood goes to the right ventricle. On contraction of the right ventricle, deoxygenated blood goes to the lungs through pulmonary artery, where the carbon dioxide is released from the deoxygenated blood. The blood absorbs fresh oxygen from the air we breathe in and becomes oxygenated, and the cycle is repeated. Activity 2. To make a stethoscope, take a long rubber tube, a glass funnel and a thin rubber sheet. Fix the long rubber tube to the stem of the funnel. Stretch the rubber sheet and fix it to the mouth of the funnel with a rubber band. Place the open end of the rubber tube in your ear and the mouth of the funnel on your chest near the heart. Try to hear the thumping of your heart. Try these. Fill in the blanks. 1. The throbbing movement caused by the flow of blood in the arteries is called. 2. Is the largest artery in the human body. 3. When the left atrium contracts, the blood goes into the left ventricle. 4. A doctor uses it to hear our heartbeat. 5. The pumps blood throughout the body. Excretion. The process by which wastes are removed from the body is called excretion. When the cells of our body perform their functions, wastes are produced that are toxic and need to be removed from the body. Unicellular organisms like amoeba and paramecium do not have any special organs for excretion. Wastes are removed by the process of diffusion from the body surface. Higher animals have special organs for excretion. Human excretory system. The excretory system in humans consists of pair of bean-shaped kidneys, 2 ureters, urinary bladder and urethra. Human kidneys are located at the waist level on either side of the vertebral column. Each kidney contains a large number of coiled tubes called nephrons, which are the basic structural and functional units of kidney that act as filters. During its circulation, when the blood reaches the kidney, the nephrons filter out the harmful substances, urea, water, slats, from the blood, and the useful substances are absorbed back into the blood. The waste products dissolve in water to form urine, which contains 95% water, 2.5% urea and 2.5% other wastes. The urine passes from the kidney through the 2 ureters into the sac-like urinary bladder and is stored there. From time to time, we feel the need to empty the bladder. This is when urine passes from the urinary bladder to the urethra and out of the body through an opening at the end of the urethra. Other excretory organs in humans. In humans, major excretory product is urea. Excretion of waste from human body also takes place from some other parts like skin, lungs, large intestine and liver. Skin removes dissolved salts and excess water from the body in the form of sweat through sweat glands. The production of sweat also helps in regulating body temperature. When the sweat evaporates, it makes the body feel cool. Lungs remove carbon dioxide during the process of respiration. Liver also remove excess sugar from the body by converting it into glycogen. Large intestine removes solid wastes from the body in the form of feces. Dialysis. It is the process of cleaning the blood of a person by removing toxic substance from it. Using a dialysis machine, which functions as an artificial kidney. When kidneys fail to function, the blood needs to be purified from time to time by artificial means. To purify the blood artificially, a person is put on dialysis. In the process of dialysis, the blood from an artery in the patient's arm is passed through the dialysis machine. The machine contains a tank dialyzing solution which contains water, glucose and salts with concentration similar to that which normally present in blood. The patient's blood, which has higher concentration of glucose, salts and wastes, passes through the dialyzing solution. The wastes present in it pass through the semi-permeable cellulose tubes into the dialyzing solution. The clean blood is again pumped back into the vein of the patient's arm. Dialysis continues till all the blood in the body has been cleaned. Regular checkup is necessary for this. Treatment. A damaged kidney can be replaced by another person's healthy kidney. This is called kidney transplant. Removal of wastes in other animals. Birds, lizards and snakes excrete wastes in the form of a white, semi-solid compound called uric acid. Fishes and other aquatic animals excrete wastes in the form of ammonia directly into the water. Activity 3. To understand the process of dialysis, take 100 ml concentrated sugar solution in a thistle funnel and cover its mouth with an egg membrane or cell phone paper and then tie it with a thread. Now put this funnel in beaker full of water as shown in the figure. Observe the arrangement for 30 to 25 minutes. You will find that the level of liquid rises in the funnel. It happens because egg membrane is a semi-permeable which allows the movement of particles from high concentration to low concentration. This is exactly how solvent molecules move from the blood during dialysis. Try these. Write true or false. 1. Birds and snakes excrete wastes in the form of ammonia. 2. Urine is stored in the urethra. 3. Kidneys are located in the body on either side of the vertebral column. 4. Skin removes wastes in the form of carbon dioxide. 5. Liver removes excess sugar from the body. Transport of substances in plants. You have learned that green plants prepare food in their green leaves. This food has to be transported to different parts of the plant. Because like humans and animals, plants also get energy from the food they prepare. Plants absorb minerals and water from the soil with help of their roots. The water and minerals need to be transported to different parts of the plant. Let us study how the minerals and water reach the leaves and how the food prepared in leaves reaches the different parts of plant. Transport of water and minerals. Plants absorb water and minerals with the help of their roots. Roots have plenty of root hair that increase the surface areas of the root. Root hair absorb water present between the soil particles. Water and minerals move from the roots upward through pipe-like structure made of special type of cells called xylem. These are vascular tissues that transport water and minerals in the plant. They form a continuous channel that connects the roots to the leaves. Activity 4. To show the upward movement of water through xylem, take a twig of balsam plant with its flower. Dip it in a beaker containing red-colored water. Leave it undisturbed for about 3 hours. You will observe some red-colored lines on the white flower. Now cut a portion of the stem. You will see portions of red color in the horizontal section of stem. The red-colored portion in stem are xylem. Transport of food. The food prepared in the leaves of plants is transported to different parts of the plant through phloem tissues. Phloem are the vascular tissues which transport food in plants. Transpiration. Excess water in the plants is given out from the leaves in the form of water vapor. Such process is called transpiration. Loss of water from leaves takes place through the stomata. When water evaporates from the leaves, it produces a suction pull, which helps more water to be pulled upward. Due to this suction, the water moves upwards from the roots towards the leaves against the gravitational pull. Water is pulled to great heights in tall trees due to transpiration. This pull is similar to the suction pull that is developed by your mouth when you drink a cold drink using a straw. Advantages of transpiration. Transpiration helps to transport water and minerals from the soil to the leaves. Transpiration produces a cooling effect for the plant cells during summers. Activity 5. To observe the process of transpiration. Take a plant and cover it with a bell jar. Place this in the sun for a few hours. You will observe drops of water on the inner walls of the bell jar. These droplets appear as a result of transpiration. The water vapor given out by the leaves condenses into drops of water on coming in contact with the bell jar. Try these. Answer these questions in short. 1. Name these by which excess water from the plant is given out. 2. Name the part from where the excess water is lost from leaves. 3. Name the vascular tissue that transports water in plants. 4. Name the vascular tissue that transports food in plants. Quick recap. Heart is a muscular organ that pumps blood to all parts of the body. Blood vessels are of three kinds: arteries, veins and capillaries. Blood is a red-colored fluid. The fluid part of blood is called plasma, and the three types of cells present in plasma are RBCs, WBCs, and platelets. Wastes produced in the body need to be removed. The process of removal of waste from the body is called excretion. In humans, the kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder and urethra form the excretory system. Food, water, gases are transported from one part of the body to another in all living organisms. In humans, the circulatory system consists of the blood vessels and heart. Excess water is removed from plants in the form of water vapor by the process of transpiration. The movement of water and food in plants takes place through the vascular tissues, xylem and phloem.